Do you have superpowers? According to our next guest, there are 7 superpowers that successful agents possess. Please give a superhero's welcome to Shiran Srivatsa, president of TELUS Properties.
So I had a bet with the bartender that my applause before is going to be better than my applause after. So on a count of 3, can I get like a super high applause? It's $20. 1, 2, 3. Come on! Thank you. Thank you. I want to tell you a story about Rodney Miller. Rodney Miller was a highly decorated Vietnam vet. He's in his 70s right now, and every single morning he wakes up, puts on his army uniform, puts on everything that he has, and he walks over to my son's school. He walks over to my son's school, and here's what he does. He stands at the entrance and he says, "God bless you. God bless you." He looks at every parent and he says, "God bless you, sir. God bless you, ma'am." Rodney struggled with a significant amount of PTSD. He has significant memory loss from his injuries, and all he can remember is his time in elementary school. So all he does is he comes back to give people the cheer, and every single morning and every single evening, all he cares about is he walks to the kids walking by and he says, "God bless you. God bless you." Right when the kids leave, everybody wants a little piece of the "God bless you man," the "God bless you man." And they say, "God bless you." So my son and I have this awesome relationship, and we're talking about superheroes. And so I asked my son, "Hey Neil," my son's name is Neil. I say, "Hey Neil, do you know Superman's real name?" He says, "Clark Kent." I said, "Great. Do you know Batman's real name?" He says, "Bruce Wayne." "Do you know Robin's real name?" Anybody know Robin's real name? "Dick Grayson." Then he says, do you know the Hulk's real name?" He says, "Dr. Bruce Banner." I was like, awesome. And then Neil turns around to me and he says, Dad, what's God bless you man's real name? What's God bless you man's real name? At that time it hit me that the superpowers are not what David Kwong and the magic can do for you. The superpowers are stuff that we can build for ourselves that can have impact, like it had an impact on my son. That's what I want to share with you. I did very sneaky, informal research with 71 of the top highest performing real estate teams in the country. And I want to share 7 of these superpowers. And I guarantee you, none of these are extremely sexy. But I promise you, you implement even one of them, and it will change the very financial bloodline of your family. You ready for it? Okay, here you go. Number 1, riches are in the niches. Or as the chic French Beverly Hillite would say, niche, right? Riches are in the niches. What does that mean? Gary Gold talked about how he went after the development opportunity for all condos, right? You had, anything on the Upper East Side, it's Dollar Lens, right? Every single team that I interviewed, every single one has a niche. Every single one. It can be they have a certain set of people. It can be a certain geographic area. If you don't have a niche, that's a problem, because if everybody is your target market, nobody is your target market. I want to tell you a quick story about one of our agents in Laguna Beach. The only reason I'm talking really fast, I have like 47 slides in like 12 minutes, so I just got to get through this, okay? So we have an agent in Laguna Beach. He's been in the business 15 years. He has no website, no photo. Every year for the last 5 years, he's done over $100 million in sales off market. I know $3 million in GCI, you can't really live in Beverly Hills and Laguna Beach. I get that, right? I understand that. However, here's what he did. 5 years ago, he realized that 18 people total contributed to 90% of his business in some way. 18 people. And here's what he does. He has that list of 18 people, and he loves on them. He obsesses with them every single day. All he does is loves and obsesses with them every single day, because obsession drives innovation. Number 2, reverse engineering. I want to tell you an interesting story. My partner, Peter Hernandez, and I, we decided, we have hundreds of agents up and down the California coast. And we went on in an 18-month period, we went on 161 listing appointments to support our agents. Out of those 161 appointments, we won 152. That's a 94% success rate. Now, I'm not telling you to impress you. I'm telling you this to impress upon you on what we actually did. Before every single appointment we took, we prepped, and after every single appointment, we took notes. Here's what I have. I have 161 appointments with the questions that a client has asked us. I have every single question a client has ever asked us in 161 appointments. So here's what happened. We stopped and we said, there's got to be a way to deconstruct all of this. We put all the questions up on a whiteboard, all our notes, and we realized that there were only 10 things, generally speaking, that clients wanted to know about. So now we build and we train to those 10 things, because you don't need a compass, you need a GPS. You don't need a compass, you need a GPS. And here's what I mean by that. My good friend Gary Gold did this presentation this past January, where he actually talked about how he took a listing, an entire sale with a client, and he reverse engineered the whole thing. Here's what happens when we talk to clients these days. I've seen it in the living room. We walk into appointments and we say, we promise them the world. We say, I'm going to do this much in marketing. I'm going to do this much in sales. I'm going to do this much in social media. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. It's you puppy dog your way all the way, the entire time, because you want to do more than the other person so you can get the listing. Yes or yes? Yes, that's the problem, right? That's the problem, because what you want is you want to align on the objective. You want to say, follow my language pattern. You want to say, Mr. and Mrs. Client, in January 5th, 2017, when your home sells, this is what reality would look like. Now let's backtrack and figure out what needs to be true, and I want to commit to that. Do you see the difference in that? That is reverse engineering, and that is reverse engineering at its best. Number 3, verbal dexterity. What the heck is verbal dexterity? And every single person on the stage has talked about how you need to have not your scripts and dialogues, but your language patterns down. I want to tell you an awesome story. So every Friday evening, we have family dinner night. So I'll bring back my son Neil to the story. So we're having dinner. My son was being really good, and a great lady from the bar walks over and offers my son a piece of candy. Of course, like a 5-year-old, he just devours it in less than 5 seconds. And then 2 minutes later, he says, hey, Dad, can you go get me one more? And I said, absolutely not, right? I said, but you can go ask for one. And he said, well, what do you mean? What do I say? I said, Neil, you say, hello, ma'am, may I please have another piece of candy? He says, oh, hello, ma'am, may I please have another piece of candy? I said, good, say it again. Now he loosens up. He says, hello, ma'am, may I please have another piece of candy? I said, good, say it again with a little smile. And he goes, hello, ma'am, may I please have another piece of candy? I said, great, go. So he went, and he does it with confidence, right? He does it with confidence. Now, anytime he doesn't know how to do something, he asks for a script, because we know that the limits of my language are the limits of my world. The limits of my language are the limits of my world. But here's the interesting part. The interesting part is this. He practiced. And I know this. I know there's no such thing as 2 agents being equal, but go with me on this. Let's say 2 agents walk into a living room. Let's say they have the same skills. Let's say they have the same relationship with the client. Let's say they have the same rapport. Let's say the 2 of them say the same exact thing. Who wins? Correct. The agent that says and delivers the same thing with more confidence and more swagger wins every time. How do you get more confidence and more swagger? By practice. There is no other way. And I will tell you this, you will not practice. You will not practice. I know you, because you believe, it's okay. I know this because I am here to call it as it is. You will not practice. If you practice for 5 minutes a day, you will be in the top 1% of real estate professionals in the country, guaranteed. But you will not practice. I know that. That's okay. That's okay. So what is the next best thing? The next best thing is building a content machine. A content machine. Let's be real. We all know that our clients are researching us online before, during, and after the transaction all day long. Online discovery today is core to our professional identity. It's core to our professional identity. However, if you don't have anything interesting to say as an agent, you are just another agent. If you don't have anything interesting to say as an agent, you're just another agent. There has never been a time in our history where there have been so many mediums for you to build a phenomenal platform. And I'm telling you, this can be as easy as a 140-character tweet. It can be an Instagram post. It can be Facebook. It can be LinkedIn. Heck, this is me doing impromptu stuff. This can be as simple as you got out of an appointment. You pull out your phone. You say, hi, My name is Peter Hernandez, and I'm the president and founder of TELUS Properties. Most of my clients today are asking me one question, and it's related to pricing. Let me tell you the 3 factors that drive pricing today. 1, 2, 3, done. That's how you do it. You do it every time. You upload that, that becomes your content. That is the content machine you build. The problem is, everybody that you think is saying the same thing is saying it behind closed doors. If you say it out in public, you become the authority. Does that make sense? Yes or yes? So today I will say, if you can find a way to find a medium, there's so many out there that you can commit to building a platform, you win all the time. Superpower number 5, social proof. Now, I'm not going to go on this whole social proof banter, which is you need to get more reviews. Here's what I mean. We live in a social proof generation. We live in a generation where we take the review of a third party that we don't even know to make buying decisions on what shoes to buy, what clothes to buy, what restaurant to go to, and who to use, which movie to see. People that we don't even know. And I'm not asking you to do that. What I'm asking you is the age of self-promotion is dead. The age of social proof being the language is alive. And here's what I mean. Let's say this. Let's say you're an agent, and pick a name. Let's say you're an agent and you help Brad Inman sell his home, right? Go with me. And let's say you get Brad Inman to write you a testimonial. I don't care about the testimonial. Here's what I care about. Brad Inman stopped for 5 minutes, thought about you, thought about the transaction, and he wrote you something positive. In his mind, he has made it up that you are the professional of choice. What you have done at that point, I don't care what you do with the testimonial and your just listed, just sold marketing pieces, I don't care. Here's what I do care about. When you do that, when a client does that, you've just unleashed one more evangelist into the world to sell your brand. Because otherwise, it's self-promotion. You're standing here, you're trying to tell the entire world how great you are. You can only do that so much. It is not scalable. That's why having clients commit to you and memorialize their experience with you actually creates this mental shift, and they become evangelists for you. The power of a testimonial is so powerful, much beyond the written word. What happens when you unleash them as evangelists in the world. 2 more. You're going to love this story. I want to talk about the mindset of testing. There are, I'm going to run over, by the way. We went into a home with a client, and the client basically said, hey, I think you should need to do, targeted Facebook ads for my property. Great, sounds good. So we showed her a couple of sample Facebook ads. Of course, like, you've never seen this before, she didn't like any of them, right? She said the headline needs to be different, the copy needs to be different, the photos need to be different. And so here's what I told her. I said, and I actually told her this, I said, control is for beginners. We've actually built a piece of software in-house that can take tell us that can take 5 headlines, 5 photos, 5 call to actions. It puts it all together and builds 50 ads at the same time, puts it on Facebook, figures out which works best, and hands it back to you. You think she can argue with that? Absolutely not. The power of testing is in how you think about it every single day. Every time you want to do something, ask the question, how can I test that? This is my last one, and I want to bring it all together. This is not an idea, but this is more a call to arms. 1,000 true fans is the philosophy that if you have 1,000 true fans, true raving fans, they will do anything for you. They will buy anything you produce. They will go to every open house that you hold. They will read every email that you send them. And here's what I'll tell you. Can you make a true fan list? Can you make a list that says, here are 4 people that love me and they will do whatever I say? Because that gives you 2 things. Number 1, it teaches you the 4 people that you need to love on every single day, that you need to obsess with every single day. And it also tells you the 300 other contacts or the 3,000 other contacts that you have in a database are crap. And you need to find a way. There are tons of people on your phone that says, David, 310-990-9266. I know it, right? But how do you get them to be more true fans? Now, after all that, I want to show you how to put it together. And I want to give you something. How many of you do email marketing? Really? Like 6 people? How many? Put your hands up. How many of you do email marketing? Over the last 5 years, we've built the ultimate email marketing campaign, and I'd like to give it to you. My marketing team will not be happy that I did this. Would you like it? Yes. Okay, here's how it works. The ultimate email marketing format. I'm going to use an example of, say you have a celebrity home that you're listing, okay? Just go with me on this example, okay? It's a 7-day campaign. You can make this 14 days, you can make this 38 days, but it's a 7-day campaign. I'm going to click this button, don't freak out. Okay? Here's what I mean. Day one, you email your list and you say, hey, my VIP list, I got a great celebrity listing coming on the market, click here to know more. I'm going to give you the slides, guys, by the way. Day 2, you make the direct offer and you say, remember I told you that I got this celebrity listing coming on? Here's more information. Day 3, they didn't bite on day 1 and day 2. Day 3, you say, do you know how the Forbes 400 made the Forbes 400 with real estate investing? That's a nice content piece, right? Day 4, you take a break because you got to let people catch up. Day 5, now I'm serious, right? This is not bogus. This is 5 years of testing. Day 5 is social proof. You basically say, here's a testimonial from a client on exactly what I did. That's it. Day 6, you say, is a case study. And you say, hey, here's a beginning to end 7 steps on how I helped a client. Now you're all thinking, well, how does this all map to these 7 superpowers that you talked about? You're full of shit. Here's the deal. When you email your list on day 1, I'm going to fly through these. When you email your list on day 1, that is riches are in the niches. It's right in your list. When you make the direct offer, it is verbal dexterity. When you do content, it's the content machine. And what are you doing there? You're putting them all into a funnel to see if you can get 1,000 true fans. Then you don't know if it's going to work, so you're going to do social proof. And then you're going to do reverse engineering on your case study. And you don't know if it works, so you're going to test. That's how it works. And I know you're not going to get all of this. I'm going to give it all to you so you can download it at ilovetelus.com. Hey guys, my times are up. My name is Sharan Srivatsa. God bless you.